Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to another video. It is a beautiful spring morning. We've had a couple days of really warm weather, of sunshine. Prior to that, we had like a week of colder, overcast, rainy weather. So I'm really enjoying the beautiful sunshine. We've been doing a lot of touch-ups to the garden, a lot of just spring cleaning, all the things that's nice to kind of reset for summertime. I feel like it has been so long since I've done any kind of a garden update. A lot has changed. I think I'm going to go ahead and harvest my entire spinach patch. I've been eating out of it the last several weeks in salads and things. We've been doing a lot of salads. I've even been doing like salads for breakfast because I have so many fresh greens right now, which I really love. I think having like salad greens is one of my favorite things to have in the garden. But I do know that we're about to have a week of pretty warm temperatures, 70s to 80s, and my spinach it starts to not do well in the heat. And so since the spinach is I've been picking off of it for several weeks and it's still looking really nice, I think I decided I'm going to go ahead and harvest it all before this week of heat comes and it starts to go to seed and just starts to look less happy. And then if I harvest all the spinach, I can plant something else there, which will be great. So I'm about to do that, and I'll show you guys some other garden updates while I'm out here. So here's our patch of spinach. Like I said, I have been picking off of this for salads the last couple weeks. You can see it's starting to go to seed in a couple spots. I just decided I'm going to come through and pick this and freeze it all. I think spinach freezes pretty nicely, so I'm curious if it'll grow back or if I'm just going to end up pulling it out and we'll end up planting something else here. You can see next to it we have a big patch of cilantro coming up. I really love cilantro. Once the summer comes, it bolts and you only have like a small window to kind of grow cilantro. However, I think I might try to come up with a new way to preserve it. We like having cilantro in guacamole. It's so good. So I've been thinking of ways to sort of preserve the cilantro harvest while it's here. I was strategizing and thinking, okay, could I like put it in the food processor with like some water or olive oil and create like fresh cilantro ice cubes? But we'll see. I'll let you guys know if I end up coming up with a smart way of doing that. We've got our little kale growing. I've been picking this as well, and it just keeps coming back, which is great. Okay, I'm gonna quickly show you guys around the garden. So in this bed, we have these carrots ended up coming up, which is exciting. I have some beets here. We have our little patch of kale. Over here we have another patch of lettuce greens, and we have arugula, and then we have our row of cilantro, and of course that section of spinach that I'm going to pick while it's still beautiful. Back here we have a lavender plant that I ended up putting in this pot. This was in one of my raised beds, and I realized it was so stupid to have this in a raised bed because it was taking so much room. So it's actually looking better since I put it in this pot anyway. Last summer was my first year gardening, so I kind of made a few mistakes as far as planting certain perennials in my raised bed. I think I'm going to go ahead and water the garlic really well today. I felt underneath the straw and the dirt is starting to feel a bit dry down there. You're not supposed to overwater garlic, but I think it's been several weeks since it's gotten much rain, and I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a good watering this morning. I think I mostly have soft neck varieties here. I read online that it's the hard neck varieties that have the garlic scapes. I'm seeing a few garlic scapes come up. We have one over here. I got a recipe from a friend for garlic scape pesto, and it sounded so delicious, so I'm hoping I can get a few garlic scapes off of this crop of garlic. Over here we have our mint plant. This is a chocolate mint. I got it last year. And if you know anything about mint, you know that mint is very pervasive. It will take over our garden bed. I ended up planting it over there last year. And this spring I transplanted it into this pot along with the lavender, and it's doing really well in the pot. It keeps it contained, and we can get as much fresh mint off of this pot as we possibly need. And then, like my little sign I couldn't help myself. We've got our cucumbers. I planted several hills of cucumbers and they're all looking pretty good. These guys looking good. So last year we got so many cucumbers. I'm really hoping we have success with the cucumbers again this year because I love cucumbers. And then I threw in some onions scattered in. These are bunching onions. I thought I was ordering normal onions, but nope, I ordered bunching onions. So, and then we have some like little carrot seeds coming up down here. And then this is our main crop of beets. And I've had this issue on my beets with this little, like, you can see the leaves. I read on Google that it's due to moisture. And we did have like a week of super humid weather. And it's almost like a fungal that grows on the leaves if they're getting like overwatered or the moisture level's too high. Let me know if you have experience growing beets. This is my first year growing them. And then in between the beets, I have carrots that are growing. They're down there. So I ended up sowing carrots in between my beets. I'm not sure if that's a good strategy, but I'll let you guys know if it works. That'd be a fun experiment. We have some cosmos over here, some pansies. You gotta have flowers in your vegetable garden to attract the pollinators because you rely on those pollinators in order to make sure all your other crops, you know, produce well. So here we have a beautiful garlic chive plant. I got this from my neighbor, or she dug it up for me. So nice of her. I put it in this pot and it is just gorgeous. It's attracting a lot of honeybees. She told me to keep the blooms trimmed so that I could keep collecting the garlic chive off of it. But the blooms are so pretty, I can't help but want to enjoy them. In this garden bed, this is mostly lettuce. We have some arugula. We have this red butterhead lettuce. I think I need to eat through this here in the next several weeks before it gets too hot. We have this beautiful red leaf variety that's coming up next to it. And we have our shallots. Two shallots poked in here. I need to look up when I can harvest those shallots because I cannot wait. Down here we have a little cantaloupe that's coming up. I planted cantaloupe in random spots so that they would come and grow down the side. I had a volunteer cantaloupe last summer and it was so fun, so I decided to plant some intentionally randomly throughout so that they hopefully grow down and they kind of come down the raised bed and grow on the ground here. And then of course we have some arugula. We have some sweet peas growing up this trellis. We have that side as well. And on this side, I also have, you can see little cantaloupes coming up. And then excitingly enough, I have the cilantro I started from seed. I ended up popping a few randomly throughout this bed. Those honeybees. All right, in this bed we have our sweet peas growing up the trellis. We have a beautiful bunch of fresh dill. It is looking so good. I can't wait to, I've been eating it a little bit, but I'm so excited to have fresh dill from the garden. I have this parsley plant from last year, and then I have these little baby parsleys that are coming up. I planted these guys from seed. And then we have a little crop of basil that we planted from seed. It's looking okay. It's definitely looking better. We planted all this cilantro from seed. And then we have these bell peppers we just put in the ground that I got as starts. We have some sage, some oregano, rosemary, and the thyme plant that I planted from seed last year. All right, guys, this is kind of the garden update. Things are looking beautiful for the most part. Alright, we have our spinach soaking in some cold water. We are going to let this soak for a bit while we whip up some English muffins and some, I think we're gonna do Mexican food tonight. We made English muffin dough last night. I think we have one English muffin left in the fridge, in the freezer. So I'm gonna roll those out, let them raise for a little bit, and then we'll cook them up. And then I think we're gonna make some corn tortillas for dinner tonight. Could do flour tortillas. I'll probably do corn tortillas. And then I think we're gonna have guacamole and Mexican food tonight for dinner. Since I have a plethora of ground beef in my freezer, we bought an entire cow about a year ago. I would say I'm getting low on, finally a year later, I think I have like, I would need to double check, but I'm pretty sure I have like 3 or 4 steaks left. But the bulk of what I have left is burger, like pre-made burger patties. And I have ground beef left, and we've eaten a lot of ground beef. Wow, did they give us a lot of ground beef. It's probably the thing I have the most of left. And then I do have some big roasts left. And let me see, I have roast, I'm gonna say ribs, and I have brisket left, which I really like brisket. It's great. I wish I had a smoker because smoking brisket would be the ideal way to eat it versus in the crock pot, but it's still good. I think I have some stew meat left as well. Anyway, because I mostly have beef in our freezer, that's kind of the main meat we've been eating. I generally will keep fish and maybe chicken here and there on hand, but we're about out of our fish freezer. I might order more at some point, we'll see. But we've been mostly eating beef because that's just like the protein we have.
Tastes like Barcelona, a place I've never been before. But you live with your new lover, not thinking of me anymore.
Hey guys, I'm about to have a early lunch / late breakfast. I would really call this a second breakfast. Normally I'll eat a main breakfast with my smoothie, but this morning I did not. I just had my smoothie, and I'm kind of having, my next meal of the day is I scrambled up 2 eggs, and I'm having it in this quinoa salad that has like veggies, nuts, chickpeas, and this was something we made for dinner last night, so I just added some eggs to it for extra protein, and I'm going to go ahead and eat this up. It's about 11 o'clock, so it's kind of like a second breakfast. Then I'm just cooking up the English muffins, and I'm going to be cooking up those tortillas. I ended up making a double batch of corn tortillas. I think I'm going to freeze half of them, and then we'll cook up just enough for tonight's meal.
Tastes like Barcelona, a place I've never been before. But you live with your new lover, not thinking of me anymore. An angel that walked into my life at the wrong time. That's why.
All right, we've got our tortillas in these bags with parchment paper in between, and we're just gonna pop these in the refrigerator, and they should last a while in the fridge. So what's nice is if you're just doing tacos for dinner, it's kind of nice to just cook up enough tortillas for that meal, because then you don't have to reheat them. So, and they cook in like 30 seconds to a minute, which is great. So I'm just gonna pop these in the fridge. I might at some point, however, pop one of these in the freezer. morning, you guys. I am just made some smoothies. We've got yogurt, blueberries, peaches, creatine, collagen protein, and magnesium in this smoothie. Normally, I like to add goat whey protein to our smoothie, but I'm out right now. I need to see when it's coming in again. I started ordering it on auto ship since the grocery store just stopped selling it. But anyway, that's what we're having for breakfast this morning. I've been loving smoothie in the morning along with whatever else we have for breakfast, just so that we can get extra fiber and nutrients. I don't think we get a ton of fruit in our diet unless it is like that time of year where fruit's in season. So I do like to get all of our like fruit and berry intake through smoothies, since buying frozen berries is just so much more doable than trying to buy fresh berries or fresh fruit. So smoothies is definitely where we get our fruit intake, especially berries, blueberries. I like doing cranberries, blueberries, raspberries, peaches, strawberries, blackberries, any kind of, I'd say mostly berries, and then we throw in peaches here and there as well. Also, I would say the last week, maybe like the less than a week, it's like warm here again, so I have been enjoying the morning sunshine. They say morning sun is like so good for you, for like balancing your hormones and your circadian rhythm if you get out first thing in the morning and like get sun exposure when it's like coming up. So I think that's gonna be my new habit all through this spring, is going outside around 6:15 when the sun is starting to hit the garden area. And I'll probably just sit out there and drink my coffee, or I'm also drinking warm cup of Shilajit in the morning. Pretty nice. I like having something warm to drink often throughout the day, especially in the morning time. And so I don't know if you've ever drank Shilajit, but you can drink it warm. And so it is kind of like a warm beverage. It looks like coffee. It's like dark, but it's definitely not coffee. It's kind of an acquired taste. It's full of all kinds of minerals and really good stuff. So I figure, since I don't mind the taste and I do like drinking it almost like a warm tea, that, you know what, I might as well drink it. I had a container of it, I don't know, I bought a while ago, and I think I've gone through a couple containers throughout the last year, but I haven't had it in like a few months. So I'm also back on my Shilajit kick. It seems to be a very good source for a lot of minerals, folic acid, different things that are harder to get. We're back. The battery died. I have no idea what I was talking about. I think we was talking about Shilajit. Anyway, let's see what's going on today. I'm going to make breakfast for Andrew real quick. I think he's going to be working this morning. I need to leave in about 40 minutes to go to a meeting, and then exciting stuff, guys. We ordered a bunch of new gym equipment for our garage. I can't wait to show you guys. So we're doing a little bit of an upgrade. I think it's going to be a lot of work to set up. I think it could take us multiple days to set it all up. Anyway, but the whole like pallet shipment is supposed to come today, and then we'll have to unload it. And I'm sure it will take us like several days to put it all together. We'll probably, we might film it so that you guys can kind of see, if you're thinking about a more extensive home gym setup, you can kind of see what we ended up deciding to get and how long it took us to set it up and stuff. That was something we were looking at online a whole bunch. We were trying to like watch video reviews and things of all these different types of home gym setups, as far as like, you know, what's better, the cost, the quality, how long it'll take to set up, how difficult it is to set up, because some of these home gym setups apparently can take like 40 hours to set up because of all the cables, and you gotta put it all together yourself. Anyway, I've heard all kinds of things. Some people make it sound really difficult and some people make it sound super easy. It probably depends on the person who's setting it up. Thankfully, I'm not going to be setting any of it up. I might help, but Andrew will be setting it up. So I think I'm gonna make an omelet for Andrew this morning to go with his smoothie. And then I will probably end up taking this to go because I don't see myself drinking it fast enough. I'm running out of time to drink my smoothie, so we are gonna take it to go. We just got back from running errands and I ended up swinging by the grocery store on the way home. I'll show you guys what I got. We got eggs. We're not totally out, but since I was there, I figured I'd grab another dozen. I got 2 things of cherry tomatoes just because I have so much cilantro and I also have onions. I thought it'd be nice to throw together an easy, quick salsa or like a pico. They were a pretty good price and they looked decently fresh. And then I got 3 green avocados. I was totally out of garlic, so I got a thing of garlic, got another thing of yogurt. And then one of the main things I went for was to pick up some chicken. We got 2 packs of organic chicken breast. I've been eating mostly beef lately and I just want to switch it up a little bit and I want to do some salads because we have so many lettuce greens and I thought the chicken on salad would be great. I also grabbed some of these organic Mary's breaded chicken strips. These are really great if you just need something really fast and convenient and you don't want to make a mess in the kitchen. These are cooked with coconut oil. I haven't decided if I'm going to use these for tonight's dinner or if I'm going to use the breast and put those in the freezer. Next is I'm going to probably prep dinner as well as eat because I only had a smoothie this morning, so I think I'm going to eat like a protein bowl, maybe throw some eggs in there, whatever I have left over in the fridge, and then I'm going to prep dinner, get dinner completely prepped. That way when it's time to eat, it's all the components are ready to go. So I'm going to make the salad dressing, roast the potatoes, just have everything for dinner tonight ready to go. Okay, y'all, I'm about to eat lunch. I ended up got leftover quinoa salad, scrambled eggs, a little hot sauce, and leftover bean dip. White bean dip I made the other day. So we are going to eat this. So after I eat lunch / my second breakfast, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to make salad dressing for dinner tonight. I might roast up the sweet potatoes just so that those are done. I might cut up some of those kiwis. We'll see what else we get done. We just picked some fresh dill from the garden. We're about to make a dill ranch dressing. My goal for the next hour is to get dinner completely prepped. Before I get going on dinner prep, I'm quickly throwing together some lunch for Andrew. I have some leftover curry lentil soup, probably enough for like a very small serving, and then I'm going to throw together, these are the corn tortillas we made yesterday. I'm going to make a quick quesadilla situation to go with the soup. Okay, we have potatoes in the oven, we have chicken in the oven. Salad greens are already washed. We're gonna throw together a salad dressing. Kind of just winging this. I ended up juicing about a quarter cup of lemon juice. We're gonna throw in a little bit of mayo. We're gonna throw in some yogurt. You could also use sour cream, I'm guessing. We're gonna add our garlic. Battery died. Okay, where were we? Okay, yes, so we're gonna add a little bit of black pepper. We're gonna add some salt, and we're gonna add a little bit of paprika. And then I think we're going to blend this on high until the garlic is nice and blended. Oh, we're going to add some olive oil. All right, we're going to blend this on high, and then once the garlic cloves are nice and blended really well, we will add the fresh dill. I don't want to add the dill till the rest of this is blended really well, because I just want to kind of barely blend the dill. I don't want to like pulverize the dill. All right, we got our garden dill. We're gonna add the blender, and we're going to very lightly blend up this. We're just gonna pour it in a jar. Very refreshing. We're gonna add this to a jar, and this will be ready to go for dinner time. Got this nice, summery, gardeny dill ranch dressing.